diabolic cheats or whatever it was, server type or whatever it's called, and he hacked my character down to basically no points at all. So I was pissed because that was my main actual character. That was my Kelly character, and I was so fucking upset about that, and I was so beyond upset. I'm like, well, okay, great. I have this. I think it was like one of those like level 99 characters, but she was nerfed to a 0 point. So all my enemies were max level, but I couldn't hit a single one of them. I ended up jumping into somebody's server as my secondary as Tabby Cat, and it's just fire starting tree. It's all good. And yeah, they ended up. I jumped into some guy's server, and he's like, saw what happened to my character. He asked me about it, and he's like, legitimately just sat there and tried to respec my character back to what an average character would be. And this is like back before like the internet was like really huge and stuff. So this was off like character spec sheets and projections and shit. So this guy was a fucking legend. And like he like carried me through like leveling my second character and everything, all on like the, individual logon BattleNet version. It was fantastic. I loved it. My character was never like perfectly the same, but ironically, in tow of that legend of my Kelly character getting fucked over, so I got Diablo 3. I was on the waiting list to get that. I was so excited about it, right? I was just counting down the days, or counting down the years, down to days, until I could fucking get it and play it. I literally had my whole weekend cleared. I got on and I played for, I think it was 48 hours non-stop. Basic like quick breaks to the toilet and grabbing a drink bottle on the way back for, hydration. I don't remember eating, and I just played it for like 48 hours, pretty much solid. And I went to sleep. I was so exhausted, and I woke up the next day and I couldn't log in. And I was like, okay, I've obviously done something wrong. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll log in when I get home from work. And I tried again when I got home from work, and I still couldn't log in. And I was getting like all these weird notifications and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? So it turned out that somebody hacked my account, stole my character, basically took my brand new character on my completely virgin account, virgin game, and just got all these fucking achievements, which is absolutely dog shit to me because I'm a vanilla player. I like to play through everything myself, from start to finish, especially on a game so monumental to me. And I had like, they were like, oh, you get to keep all the achievements, and I'm like, I don't want them. I almost deleted my character on the spot. Like, I deleted everything she had on her. They like rolled her back until the closest possible save, which was hour 18 instead. Yeah, it was disgusting. I was so robbed of my experience with Diablo 3 after like what, 7 years of waiting just to have that happen on my first weekend. And the other kicker too was when I went to pick up my pre-order, they refused to let me take home the non-scratched up box. They're like, oh no, you can't have that. You'll just take this one. And I'm like, no, I want the good looking fucking display box because I'm gonna put this on display. This is part of my collection. And they refused to give that to me too. And they were just like, kept giving me like the really bent up one and stuff. And I'm just like, you fucking cunts, pricks. Oh, yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Honestly, I think it was like, I don't know, I used to get walked over quite a lot back then because I was very meek. Like, bitchy, but meek. I just kind of like was polite in public, and a lot of people use that against me more often than they should have. But yeah, that was kind of like a rip. And when they started announcing that the other versions of Diablo were going to be on the phone, I basically just lost all hope of ever being excited about a Diablo update. Like I've got the remastered Diablo 2, but at the same time, I haven't played it. I haven't even played it for a fucking second. I want to play it so badly, but at the same time, like, I'm actually not that scared of everything that's happening again, because for fuck's sake, it would just be something new happen. But from my perspective, it's one of those games where if I'm gonna play it, I want to have like a couple of weeks available where I can just sit down and experience it and fully just be immersed in it and know that I don't have to present myself to friends or family or anything like that, where I don't have to like stop and sort of recap how I feel about it, but just to actually experience the game from the get-go once again. Like, that's what I'd love to do, but I don't have that kind of situation. You know, it's spring. I'm gonna send some people out to get some more steel. You guys are shooting right next to a little thrombo calf, you turds. Alright, let's get out here. But what other games do I play? I play StarCraft. Good old StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. I'm gonna head here. I kind of want to send out 2 caravans, like one this way and one up that way. But at the same time, I don't know. Okay. Good, Bishop's down. I used to get pretty good at like StarCraft and Warcraft 3. I had Frozen Throne. Real-time strategy. So that's the thing, it's like I don't think I could stream a game like, say, StarCraft or even Diablo. I don't think I could stream Diablo, honestly. I only want a couple of people to go out here. Might just take you, or yeah, no, I'll take you 3. I want one person that can trade and the rest will be fine. And I've got a couple of mufflers, so let's grab yous. I have 2 other horses and a yak calf, so they'll be alright. Is it RTS can go nuts, get nuts? Real-time strategy, yep. Yeah, I sometimes find it hard enough. Depends on the game. Let me just get this thrown in there. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Like, you know when I said that like I did a whole heap of like base building offline? That's not something I can consciously think of on the fly while somebody's watching me. I have to admit that, like, I can build up the stuff. I might just slap them with like the alpaca meat. It looks fresher. Like, I can get there. I can build up the stuff. It's just that it's not gonna be as good as if I sit there and don't have to worry about how much I'm sighing and annoyed. And like, yeah. I actually almost filmed, like, recorded offline content of me making like the base design and stuff like that, but I think you guys would have been frustrated with how many times I went back and forth, because it was like a dozen or more. I'm gonna give you 300 gold, a whole heap of like leathers, and hope for the best that you guys don't get raided too hard. I think that's gonna get me some good foods or silver. Not silver. I mean steel. But if I want steel, I'm gonna need all the animals. It's gonna be a slow run around the map. I just realized that, eh? Alright. Yes. That is meat, and it will rot. No. There we go. Now, let me just save that. Save a fresh caravan. Oh, is that the best part when you're like playing Sea of Thieves or XCOM? See, like, Sea of Thieves doesn't really strike me too much as like an overbearing game when you have to do strategy, because I kind of like feel like you drop the focus and just go straight into the situation, whereas XCOM is kind of like, XCOM is one of those turn-based games for me where it's kind of like I lose the plot if I try to pay too much attention to you making the moves. I try to, like, I don't know, I guess, like, see the part where they do the attacks and see what order that happened in, because all of the beforehand doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Whereas, like, in here, if I'm telling say, I don't know how many people I've got now. I lost a couple. But if I told everybody to just get up and go and do a thing, I probably wouldn't be paying enough attention to be like, hey, like earlier where we had 2 people trapped in a room, you know. Oh man, I need to drink more water. I'm trying to think of what other kinds of games there are. Like I said, I probably wouldn't stream Diablo. Mostly just because it's such a special game to me. Like, everybody's like, I get this so much, where people are like, oh, you'll love this game. It's just like Diablo. I'm like, no, I won't. I just won't. Stop suggesting it. I'm like really particular about why I like Diablo, and it's a nostalgia thing to do with my childhood and being like one of those games where I could play it with my family and, you know, get to play a game that was higher rated than my age at such a young age, you know. It's special. But everything about it, I don't like that kind of stuff in other games because it's not Diablo. Titanium unification approaching, and they got exotic goods. Good. I want Green to come and barter with us. Get your ass in here and do some bartering. Seahorse is so fucking ready. Where's the person? Oh, there. You have the Divinity Origins Sin 1 and 2. We'll actually play it with you, but no one wants to, lol. UCC of Thieves, when it first was shown and was like, yes, but then it was like made to be played with friends, and I went, no. See, I have a game called Myst. I think it's Myst Survival, and I would love that to be like co-op, because it is scary as shit. And I would really like somebody to like walk around with me in that and fucking hold my hand, because it's scary, you know, but it's solo player. And so I don't get to play it as much as I want to because it's fucking terrifying. I actually removed the SCP one because I'm like, I'm a little superstitious and I'm like a little bit scared that like, you know, somebody's gonna like come and hunt me for that SCP shit. Like, I get the whole like playing horror games and stuff. I would play something scary, but I actually prefer to watch scary more so than actually play scary. Like, for instance, my partner plays The Forest, and I like watching it. I have not come close to the download button of it. It's just a nope. No, thank you. No, thank you with a capital N. Possibly a capital O. Ah, it's $2 over. Come on. You'll have to do a horror game. You could do a horror game. That would be awesome. It'd be like fucking 1 a.m. for me. And like fucking creeped up in bed watching you trying to like not die. Let's... I need to sell like one thing. I'm not selling a cat because they're just going to slaughter it. Slip some plasteel out that way. Maybe. Buy it. Yeah, look, fuck it. They'll do it. They'll do it. Save that. That was an okay sale. Honestly, got a bit of dosh. Alright, let's get up here. Yeah, no, horror games. So, like, fuck off, tofu. I don't give two shits about you and your raw food. Fuck you. You guys have a kitchen. It's a nice kitchen. Go make shit. I am trying to keep an eye on this too, just because I don't trust them to actually get shit done. Like, this only needs wood. Oh, wait, hold up. Shit. It needs steel. Don't mind me. Pretend you didn't hear any of that. It's like, I know my shit. Horror games. Yeah, okay, so the Myst Survival, that was actually a gift, and I didn't have any clue that it was a solo player game. when I got it. And I really was super excited when I got it because I wanted to play it with a couple of people. And I found out it was solo, and then I became complete chicken shit about it because I'm like, oh, I don't want to play that solo. It's too scary. And then there was another game out. I don't know what it was called. Not sure. I think it's like, I don't think it's DayZ. Give me a second. Where's my fucking Steam? Steam. Come on, open up. Let's see, wish lists. I think it's DayZ is one where it's supposed to be like, I've been told it's multiplayer. I'm not sure if that's the one. It's either that or Days Gone. No, it's got to be DayZ because the other one says it's single player. And the funny thing about that is that I literally thought that it was single player. And then Rodwin TV told me it was co-op. I'm like, what? This whole time, I've been not pushing it on my friends because I thought it was single player, but it's actually been otherwise. Look at them making all this like nice flooring now. I still don't have an enclosed pen, but that's okay. Just make sure I keep saving shit until the caravan goes. How's Bishop going? Mate, are you still catatonic? Oh, you're about to break and you're catatonic. That's fine. That's cool. You can stay that way for a bit. Beyond that, like, what other games are there? For a while, I had Dead by Daylight in my wish list. And I hadn't had a chance to really watch it, and then I watched a streamer play it not long ago, and I definitely found that it was not the kind of game I wanted to play. Which is interesting because, like, sometimes I'll favorite stuff because it looks interesting, and I haven't yet had a chance to check it out. And then I'll go and I'll check it out, and I'll be like, hang on a minute. Either it's not my jam, or it is something I really like. And, like, I don't know. I'm like perpetually waiting for like sales where shit's like $7 or less. That's kind of my threshold. If it's like $9, it might even be too expensive. But if it's in that like $7 mark, I'll probably buy it. Amia's experiencing inspiration. Good for her. Look, I'm almost happy about this because look, they're kind of getting almost halfway. On this building, they've already got the staples inside. So it shouldn't collapse. Is that marble? It is marble. I like looking at that and I'm like, is that slag or... Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you really like zoom in and like somewhere where there's a lot of doors, you just hear like fucking doors and cats meowing non-stop. Over here specifically. I don't know. I sometimes forget, and when I'm playing this game, I'll sometimes zoom in and the first thing that happens is I don't notice straight away. And then when I do notice, you guys have been listening to cats mewing like non-fucking stop. Yeah, that's your own fault, mate. Just fucking go to bed. I swear, these people don't... Like, these people are worse than me at figuring out how to go to sleep, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Mind you, the funny thing is, like, have you ever been out in public and you're like super deep in thought and then somebody gets your attention and you've been like staring super intently at them for like the last 5 minutes and they're fucking uncomfortable as? Because I do that so often. Like, I'm not even joking. I just like space out in public and before I know it, some stranger's like waving at me furiously to get me to stop looking at them. I need to get rid of the flooring down here. I don't know. I like to think I'm like comfortably uncomfortable, socially awkward in public. I don't even notice I'm doing it. It's just literally, I'm just like, I've had it before where I've I've been waiting on a meal to arrive, and I'm just sat on a seat, and I don't know, maybe I started looking off in a direction, and my thoughts kind of like took over, and then before I know it, I've been locked eyes with some stranger for 5 solid minutes, and I'm just like glazed over, and they're like sweating bullets over there, and then as soon as I realize, I'm so fucking uncomfortable about it. Is it these two, or is there one more coming? Who is the third? Silverware, tofu. Who is... Lyman's down here, so it must be fucking tofu. Mate, you and your glitchy ass horse, look at this shit. That horse. I feel like it's like one step before... Do you know the tiny skateboards of like the fucking early 2000s? That you'd like put your fingers on and like zip around tables and shit? That horse is like literally doing that. Alright. Those things were some of the fucking coolest things, though. Stupid, but cool. Oh man, we used to have, probably the best one we had was this one that had like a cobra on it. And it was just like a cobra decal on it, and nothing actually special. It was just like this little skateboard. I don't even know what they came in. I know they had to have come in a food item. Like, you know, back in the era where you actually used to get a fucking toy with your food of some description. Like, I feel like it came with something in a food. But I don't remember for the life of me what. I remember getting a pretty fucking sick dark Charmeleon card in a packet of Samboy chips from a vending machine. And that was fucking awesome. And it's still sealed, unopened. The card, not the chips. Obviously, I ate the fucking chips. I was hungry. But yeah. This some of those, I don't know. I'm one of those people that's like, say, Digimon or Pokemon and stuff like that when that was like really huge. And I was that person that was like, oh fuck, this thing has a specific thing in it. Like, I'm not even joking. I think, it wasn't My Little Pony. I swear I got some Adventure Time cookies just to get the magnets so I could put them on my fridge. Have a parkour person you watched while you're in the backseat of a car. Not so much, but we did end up working out that either chewing gum or blue tack kept the little skateboard stuck to at least one finger while you're like in a vehicle. So you could kind of like do those like awesome sick tricks like as if you're like riding around a perpetual skate park in a car. Okay. They have been ambushed by rats. Let's go have a look. 2 rats. It's hardly a problem. What is on this map? Is this limestone? Limestone peoples? Oh my god. How far out are you? Ugh. Don't fucking move like that. You know what? I might just be about that. Send a couple of extra people out. Like, all these pissy bastards. I would say 300 might be a little bit too little. 500 at least. Oh, you're right. You're so right. Nothing. At all. They'll do it. I'm like, thank you, game, for reminding me that I don't want them to have any fucking supplies. It's like a day journey. They'll be right. Okay. So, there's animals. Lots of stuff to kill. I won't be able to bring back the animals. I do need to kill those, though. But this limestone. I need this. And the steel. Okay, so let's just... My people aren't the brightest, so let's just get rid of the roof. And the nut. I probably don't need to get rid of the slate. Stop twitching, eye. It's not the time for it. Are these steel? They are steel. Yeah, alright. Alright. And that's marble, so yeah, I'll take that too. And steel. Okay. Very good. By the time other people get out here, we should have defeated the rats. Oh my god, the guinea pigs are mating. Sorry, I had to announce that. I just saw guinea pigs and hearts and I'm like, there's a thing. Come on, don't let them touch you. You probably could have done that without them touching you. Alright, mosey about and get your shit done. Oh, there's one more. Okay, that's all good. That's fine. So I also thought about, I don't know if any of you guys are interested in stuff, but I considered whether or not to stream when I'm like drawing and stuff, since I'll be trying to draw some of my emotes in the future and stuff. I literally only have the paint program that comes with the computer and my mouse. Oh, thank you, Moose. Appreciate that. I wasn't actually sure if you were watching because my headset wasn't working. And I had no idea. I'm like, the fuck is going on with my headset? But yeah, I was thinking about it and I'm like, I'm literally only drawing with MS Paint and my mouse. And I'm using like certain images and stuff that I want to use. Like, you know how sometimes you go to a streamer's channel and they've got like Pepe, but they've got Pepe in like their characters' colors and shit like that. So it's pretty obvious it's Pepe, right? It's kind of like doing that where like you have like a specific expression on a character and then you kind of like redraw that to your own character. So that's kind of like what I'm doing to make it easier. It's going all right. Tofu needs a slap upside the head, and Lincoln destroyed a fucking, what do you call it, geothermal generator thing twice over, by the way. Trout did a massive job in keeping that thing alive so long. Tofu's a piece of shit. Lincoln's not that far behind, guys. Like, I'm not joking. This guy's a bit of a dick. Like, he's super immune, fast learner, 9 out, blah, 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 blah. Cunt. Oh. You know what? There's many different types of tofu, and not everybody likes all of them. But this kind of tofu is all the kinds of tofu, and I hate all of them. Oh my god, look at them. Look at them. What was that? Caravans run out of food. Yes, we know. We were on the way to get food. But we need to wait till other guys turn up. Good night, James. Thank you for coming and watching, and coming back and watching again. I appreciate you coming in, you know, even though it's really late. I like that you sort of came and hang out. Get some sleep. Get some rest. I'll see you when you're back in stream. Okay, they're on the way. They're on the way. Ugh, stop doing that. Ugh. Sorry, I have such a strong reaction to when that fucking map tilts, like, just the tiniest bit. Let's see, Lisferium. No. No drugs. We don't want your drugs. Stop soliciting. I swear. I was actually going to save when they arrived, but I was kind of jumping the gun. Yeah, so I had thoughts about, obviously, in the future, like, just when I am drawing and stuff, so it's not like any specific scheduled time, but just like popping up alive when I'm doing that. If you're interested in watching me draw, you can, and if that's not your thing, then don't mind. I'm happy enough to chit chat when I'm drawing. And I was also thinking about trying to figure out how to kind of do a community day, because I need to figure out games that I have that you guys are able to come and play as well in like a consistent sort of quantity